Hi, my name's David J. Rothman. I'm a poet, critic, writer, and for many years served as a head of school, a dean, ran a Master of Fine Arts program, and my primary interest is poetry, so I've written quite a bit of curriculum. I've just published a book called Learning the Secrets of English Verse, and I'm honored and delighted to be teaching a course of the same name at the Great Hearts Academy of Classical Teachers this summer, where I hope you'll join me. This book I wrote with my colleague and former student in that MFA program, Susan Spear. What this book does and what the course will do is take a different approach to the teaching of poetry and especially to the creative writing of poetry than is widely used today at any level. Most such courses are built as what are called often Iowa workshops, where students simply present their work and there's a critique, or there are various kinds of prompts about what kinds of poems to write. Our book takes a very different approach. What we do is follow the poets themselves by teaching the craft of meter and of stanza forms to give students an understanding, both historical and structural, of how these forms came into the English language in the first place. So we offer chapters in imitations of Anglo-Saxon strong stress alliterative meter, ballad meter, imitation of classical quantitative metrics, which is where we get terms like iambic pentameter, blank verse, triple meters, free verse, nonce meters, and then all of the stanza forms, all the way from couplets and tercets and quatrains up to Spenserian stanzas and even Eugene Onegin stanzas. These are the forms that the poets themselves have used and have studied and have named and have advanced and have devoted their lives to for millennia. And they're quite important. We do not, therefore, present poems as puzzles to be solved or as primarily agents of meaning, but rather we also focus on the meaningfulness of the measured forms that poets have chosen to use across hundreds and hundreds of years in English alone to try to make things that are delightful and beautiful and meaningful in addition to saying things. So our course will involve studying these forms, studying their history and structure, and then also trying to imitate them and to learn how to scan them so that students understand how language actually works in verse, which is a very complicated matter. It's often called prosody. In this case, we're talking about literary prosody, not linguistic prosody. But the goal here is to give teachers and students the strongest possible understanding of how language actually works in poems, the technique of language in poems. In addition to things like imagery and syntax and theme, what we're going to look at very closely, again, is the structure of the poetic line and the groups of lines and stanzas. We have found that students actually love this because it gives them the opportunity to play games with words as they try to master language itself. I hope you'll join us. Thank you very much.